So you, in the background of investigating, just all these horrible noises.
Roll a presence to now see what the rest of the room is now that you're not being attacked.
I would love to. 16.
Okay, all you had to do is beat a 10.
Excellent, 16.
So, you look around, and you see the hatch on the floor with a ladder, conveniently. You then also see, if you look to the east, a big hole in the wall, where you can faintly see some object. You probably get a better look. And then, otherwise, you just see the rusty pump with muddy liquid on the ground that could possibly be tasty.
We all know the answer to that.
Wait, hold on. Where do these gentlemen that were so delightfully eaten? Do they have armor, perhaps, that I could?
They got this. You hear like a really grotesque noise, and just like they pull it out. Here, Rodney, it's a wishbone. Pull it with me. Roll off D6. Okay. See who gets the higher one to get to make the wish. Just like on the Thanksgiving turkey or whatever.
3.
I got a 1, so you got it. Nuts.
Did you?
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
You can't tell me because otherwise it doesn't come true.
Were you going to loot the corpse?
Yes.
Ty, I need you to make that Chekhov's wish. So at the end of the mission, it becomes real.
I will. All right. Tell me, are you going to loot corpse 1 or 2?
I'll loot whatever one I didn't poison.
2.
That was number 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my...
So on the body, you can take his leather armor.
Yes.
So that will be minus D2 damage anytime you take damage. I wish a D2 was real.
It's called a
coin.
It's a coin.
I have that coin too.
It's not a dice. Though. It's not dice.
But it can't be a dice.
It's not real.
Mine's like different color.
Coin.
But yeah, so
mine's also tiny.
Mine's weird. I don't know what mine is. Didn't get the memo on mine.
So yeah, you would anytime you would take damage, you could reduce it by every time you flip that. So that's
or roll a d4 and divide it by 2.
Yeah, I have leather armor on my thing, by the way, so if you need to know what it is, I could just tell you.
I do too! It's like some of us wear it.
Mine is human leather.
Or if it's a 1 or 3, or 2 or 4. Anyway.
Yeah.
Leather armor, you're now minus D2 to the damage. Also, since you looted number 2, you get 15 silver.
Oh, yes. I'm a wealthy man.
I'm not in it for the money.
The person who looks a little different than Carva is like walking around looking at everything with like their hands clasped behind their back, and they'll turn like very like briskly around to face the two of you, and they'll say, "Now, you introduce yourself as Vaughn, is that right? And your friend Richard, was it?"
Rodney's my best friend.
Well, that doesn't matter. And who are you?
I just look up and I have like just a piece of one of the guys in my mouth.
Sticky one?
They call me Erskine.
Well, I'm sure they didn't introduce themselves, but my name is Beneath Reigns the Knives. You can call me Knives or whatever is easiest for you. I don't care. Just please don't get in my way and don't let me die.
Can I taste?
No.
I was gonna say more.
Unless you want to taste the bottom of my shoe.
Yes.
No.
Oh. Damn it. You want some? I just hold up like a hand.
Also, no, I feel like I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that specific word. No.
Probably. I hear it a lot. So,
so you said through the wall there is an item? There's like a...
There's a hole in the wall that you can walk through, and it sounds like the violin music is the loudest coming from that way.
Yeah, Phil.
So I'll point towards the wall and say, "That's obviously a trap."
Whoa, wait a
Obviously
minute.
trap.
So by hole in the wall, it's not like a walkable opening. It's just more like a window.
A crack that we can break kind of thing.
Or like a...
Yeah, more like a window.
Ah. Can we break it?
Sure.
Ooh. Right, we should ask the expert. Knives, we should ask the expert. We gotta ask the expert. Vaughn, we gotta ask the expert. Rodney, what do you think?
Rodney says he'll take a gander and he'll relay the message to me.
Yeah.
I'll place
You
the skull
gotta
up
see
to the
this
hole.
guy. You gotta see this guy, Rodney. He's delicious, and he knows exactly what he's doing.
So
Listen, I'm familiar with having multiple people talking at the same time in the same area. I don't think that skull actually has anything in it.
I mean, you can say the same thing about Pikachu and all. Actually, could you help me pick those up? I gotta,
No.
Fine, I'll do it myself. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, hey, Vaughn, look! I pull out the skull of one of the guys we killed. I got a Rodney too.
Rodney gets very excited because he sees through the wall, amidst a large, just vast black pool, a giant pillar with two skeletons on top, just casually playing violins, this sweet melancholy music on the top of the pillar.
Now, if only he can relay that to all of us.
If only Rodney could speak anything other than Italian.
Why?
Why?
Why will we curse with this language barrier?
He says buongiorno. Rodney agrees, vibrating. He seems so excited. I think perhaps we need Erskine if you could break down that wall and we could enter.
Are we not interested to see what's perhaps down here?
No, I'm just gonna pick up one of the bodies and throw it at the wall.
You hear a loud splat of the body hitting the wall and falling.
Ah. Maybe the other body will do better. I kind of destroyed this one.
All right, you keep on that, and I'm just gonna like lift open the trapdoor, just kind of like look to see what is even remotely down there. Not necessarily going in there, but just like to see what I can see, because this place is really well lit and all that.
Zachary mentioned that they're delighted by the idea that Italy exists in this version of MÖRK BORG.
Only Italy, though. No other discernible
nobody
any
else.
other. Nothing else exists. Just Italy.
So, you see a ladder that safely leads you down to a room that feels much hotter and much brighter.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
I just keep throwing bodies at the wall. There's just a bloody mess on the wall.
Seems a little too distant from what we might want to do, and I'm just gonna close the door. How's it going over there?
I think I'm making a
Working?
little bit of headway. I'm gonna rip a femur out and just kind of start beating the wall with it.
I'll just like pick up one of the two bodies' heads that has by this point been detached by all the slamming. I don't think your headway is working very well.
What is that Rodney 2 or Rodney 3? You can't trust Rodney 2. He's a liar.
Just toss the head in your general direction.
Catch it and just smash it against the wall. I just used my hands. Actually, can you get Carva back? Carva's kind of beefy. Carva could probably rip this wall in half, no problem. Nice.
It's not Carva's turn. I get to play.
I'll do it myself. I'm just gonna use my big beefy hands and just try to rip it in half.
Listen, Carva's strong and everything. You seem pretty strong and capable. Carva's lacking in a lot of things, and
I
unfortunately...
can rip a man in half with my bare hands. But
Then
man
rip that
is
wall
not
in
made
half.
of rock unless they have a kidney stone, in which case then they kind of have a rock in them. But
Just think of it like one big kidney stone.
okay.
Just pass right through that wall.
I'm just gonna use strength, I guess, to try and rip the wall down.
You're gonna have to nat 20.
You've done it twice already.
Yeah, I got a 12. I got a 14, I guess, technically.
Nothing happens.
Ah! Okay, fine.
Because that stone was too big to pass.
Yeah, we're gonna have to turn Tori in there. I'm just gonna throw
Oh.
Tori through the crack.
You lose your tooth.
Ah.
Your options currently would be to go back to the dining hall, go down.
Oh yeah,
the
because there's
hatch,
another door there. Yeah.
or explore the trap tunnel.
Oh yeah.
Before we decide, I would like to try a little experiment. I would like to take a body, one of the bloody bodies from Erskine.
They're
And I would-
bloody
I don't
and
think there's
messy.
too many
It's literally
left.
just gross against the wall, barely legible as a body anymore.
I'm trying to peel it off, and I'd like to toss it into the well and try to pump some black sludge on it to see what happens.
I don't know if I don't even think you could call these a body anymore.
I want the meat pile. I'll take the meat pile and I want to sludge it and see what happens.
I just kind of
Are
like
you talking about the pump?
scrape it off the wall.
Yeah, the pump.
It's just muddy water.
Oh, I thought it was like something.
No.
I'll still do it. I'll clean it off.
You can still shove meat in it if you.
Well,
know
I'll clean it off and then I'll take the clean eyeball out and put it in my pocket
What clean eyeball?
from whatever the meat pile.
I like to look around for a second. Oh, okay. Yeah, I find one. I have to like lick it clean first. I debate not giving it to you, and then I give it to you. Yes, nicely.
So you're just taking body parts?
Mm-hmm.
That's just
Yeah,
That's all of our
when
thing.
when you're morgue.
When you mork, you must borg.
It's time to Borg.
So, Vaughn, what did you take
I took one eyeball
for yourself?
for my
that's
potions.
all.
Yes, for my poultices.
I look in the crack in the wall and I see Tori isn't coming back, which is such a Tori thing to do. Like, it's a very Tori thing. So I'm just gonna look at the tooth that's on the floor from one of the things. I don't even know what it's from anymore, and I just go, shove it in. It's so very violent and so very painful that I shove it in there. It definitely looks like out of place. Like it's a different tooth. And I was like, alright, your name is Morgan. I'm gonna faint. I'm gonna pass out.
While you're doing that, perhaps we walk back to that lovely dining area. There's a new door there. Maybe we can loop around and get to wherever these skeletons are.
What does Rodney think? He's a skeleton.
He's excited to meet them. He's just simply beside himself. He can't wait.
I trust Rodney.
Have you ever considered that you and Rodney are the same thing?
Excited? Yes, we're both very excited.
Have you considered that
No.
me and Pikachu are the same thing? Have you considered that you and Knives are the same thing? This is Mark.
Knives and Carver are the same body, but we're not the same thing.
It's very true. You taste very different.
When did you
I'm going-
taste me?
Don't worry about it. I'm going.
You guys are going down the hallway?
Yeah.
Each one of you needs to do an agility check to jump over that pit.
Not the hole. Not an agility check. Not with knives. No.
That's a 6.
It's
I got
a 10.
13. So far, just
Erskine's the only one.
Oh wait, no, my DR is 10 because of my my dexterous skill.
Do you get that as your other person?
I don't know. It's just one of the two skills that I have.
I love this game so much.
The only thing that it says is armor and weapons are likely unusable in your new form, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't have my armor because I'm skinny and tiny.
I jump over the hole and I don't look back and I say, "Oh yeah, watch out for the hole."
It's up to you. It's up to you. I don't. Either way.
Roll?
I rolled a 10.
Oh, a 10 even?
Yeah.
You jump, but roll a strength check. You're clinging onto the edge. You kind of made it. So roll a strength check.
If there was one skill that was worse than my agility in this particular form, it is my strength, which are the 2 highest stats in Carva.
Beat a 10.
I can do you 5 less than that. How would that sound?
So
will that work for you?
You're holding on, and then you just
What?
I get to the end of the hall and I turn back. You see that, Morgan? That's why this team is just a waste.
The 1 second it takes for them to fall, Knives will just say to Vaughn, who I think fell first, they'll just say, "Catch me!" Obviously you don't.
On Rodney. Embarrassing.
Absolutely dreadful.
Erskine, are you gonna go join them?
Oh. You asked me. No.
I mean, you could
I just assumed they were behind me.
You can explore on your own if you want.
Yeah, I'll just keep going forward. It's like cut to them. Yeah.
We'll go with Carver and Vaughn first.
Yeah. I'll wait for them. I'll see if they get out.
Thank you very much.
Okay, knives and Vaughn first. So you two are in a tunnel. You notice a bit of light coming from the east, but the smell of flowers and a pretty pleasant aroma from the other side.
I think we should walk to the light again. It worked out well.
Let me tell you a little something about walking to the light. If you ever find yourself in an instance that's obviously not this, you find yourself being pulled towards a light, such as at the end of your life or the untimely end of your life or anything like that, make sure you get to it. Because sometimes if you're caught in the in-between bits, sometimes you can get plucked out, put in someone else's body, and they didn't want it either. You both get shunted back in, and it's a terrible time.
I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
So, you either have a tiny crack in the wall or the end of the tunnel that has the welcoming floral fragrance.
The crack seems like we can break through it, or is it like the crack upstairs?
You can try to see if you can fit through it.
Oh, fit through it. Oh, yeah, I'll try to fit through it.
Oh, Knives can fit through it. Carver probably couldn't.
Vaughn will try to... Well, unless you'd like to go first. Knives.
No, you got this.
All right, I'd like to... What must I roll here? Doesn't matter. 19.
All right. You squeeze through. For a brief moment, you walk in, and you're slightly blinded. As your eyes adjust, you notice a room of spectacular colors. As you walk in, next to you is a wall of beautiful green, pink, and violet gems, all reflecting light. The beauty starts to fade as you notice the air is stuffy and reeks of sulfur. And then you notice in the middle of the room, in the vast quagmire of the Rotblack Sludge, is a giant pillar with the 2 skeletons playing the violin on top.
Oh.
Knives, you must get in here. We must climb. We must climb this pillar and talk to these our friends.
I feel like if they wanted to be talked to, Perhaps they wouldn't be alone in the middle of a sulfuric, sludgy, hard to get to area.
Well, they're putting on a show, aren't they? This is showmanship.
Maybe it's a show for them. You know, not everything is for you.
It's not
Or
just
your
for
companion.
It's for everyone. Listen.
Yes, it's very nice.
Where
It's quite
where
good.
Vaughn is the loudest the music gets. It's like a live concert in front of him. Loud, beautiful violin music from the two, just melancholy, calming music. So, Knives can make a choice to squeeze through as well, or head to the floral smelling area. Sludge or flowers?
You know what? I'm gonna yell through the crack. I think I'll leave you to make new friends with your skeletons. Seems like you're used to doing that, so you have a good time. If you need anything, just yell. I'm sure someone will come running. I'm gonna go the other way.
As you say that, you see Erskine fall through the top of the thing. Just go, where the fuck are you?
I was going to have a great time with all three of you in different rooms.
No, I want to
Oh,
be
you
kind
think
of in
so.
that
You'd
pit
like to think
so
that,
I'm
wouldn't
closer
you?
to one of the two. Yeah, Carver.
Oh,
or
hello.
Knives,
If you want to go see a skeletal display of performance or something, you can go that way.
I'm gonna go this way. It smells a lot more just palpable. I'm just gonna start like walking backwards towards the good smelling hall.
If we want to do a mini break.
Yes, actually, we've been going for a bit. So we're gonna take I would say probably like 5-ish, 10-ish minutes.
If you don't mind,
just-
I can stay on and entertain people while they're gone.
Oh my god, you
I'm
can.
gonna read more
I'll also stay here.
sentence
I am
horror
Yes.
stories.
Oh my goodness, yes. So we're gonna take a break from the action. And Dave and I are gonna entertain the two of you with some nice little
Well, okay,
Oh,
so here's what we're gonna do first.
yeah.
I
want
apparently
some
am drunk enough that I can't spell two-sentence horror stories.
Oh, don't worry.
There it is.
I got you
Okay.
then.
But what I want to ask for you first, because it is MythosCon.
MythosCon. What's MythosCon for all the people who just joined us?
For all the new people who joined us, it's the 4
Why are you on my channel? Who are you?
I am Dave, and I am the owner, I guess. Well, it's me,
the
Ty, and Chris
founder.
that
You're
have essentially
a founder.
founded the Mythos Mystery Society. But it is the Mythos Mystery Society's 4-year anniversary, and for the past 3 years, we've done a MythosCon, which is like a celebration of our anniversary, I guess. Just it's a fun time to reflect on like everything we've done and everything like that. So Maria, I want to ask you. Because you've been in enough.
I didn't prepare.
You don't have to. It doesn't have to be super duper prepared, but I want to ask you the questions that I asked. Where are they?
I know I didn't prepare. I didn't write anything, so I was like, I don't
Well, I'll tell everybody what mine are, and then you can think of yours. So I
Okay.
want to ask you, because we've been doing this for 4 years, and you've been in a few games of ours. What is your favorite game that you've run for us? I think you've only run one for us so
I've
far.
run
So
2.
let's make it. Yeah, you've run 2. So let's make it so that you can also include stuff you haven't run for Mythos Mystery Society, essentially. So just
Well,
what's
I
your
mean,
favorite game
I
you've
would
run?
tell you which one of my favorite 2 that I've run because it's
Exactly,
probably
yeah.
going to be the
That's
one
why I'm
coming
just
up
like-
this Sunday, but like I can't say that one.
But yeah, you can say any of them, even if you haven't run them for the MMS. But what's
Great.
your favorite game you've run? What's your favorite system you've run? What's your favorite funny moment, your favorite serious moment, and your favorite action set piece? So for me, while you think of that, for me, My favorite game that I've run was the Seventh Circle, which Maria was in.
I was in that one. I was lovely.
Yeah, it was a Fear Itself game, and just everybody in that game just played their roles awesomely. Yeah, you got Everett. What was cool about that game is that we used pre-generated characters, which is funny because, like, I felt like maybe we'd do that in, like, 2 nights, but it took us, like, maybe 5.
It took us a while, just because we were so into our characters.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got
all this stuff.
Really
by the way, you can find it on the Mythos Mystery Society YouTube. So like, do that.
Yeah, especially Seventh Circle, which I super recommend because it's one of our newer ones. Some of our older ones have like audio issues because I'm terrible with audio, like I'm editing issues and stuff. But like some of our newer stuff, you should definitely check out. And if you love Maria and you also love my favorite game that I've ever run, you should definitely check out the Seventh Circle because it was a Fear Itself game. It was based on a scenario called The Seventh Circle, but it was definitely my favorite game that I've ever run because everybody who used even their pre-generated characters just nailed it. Like everybody did such cool
And it was
shit.
so scary.
It was awesome.
It was
it was
so
cool.
scary.
My favorite system, it kind of goes into that. My favorite system is Gumshoe, specifically Fear Itself at the moment. But I do like Bubblegum Shoe. I've run Bubblegum Shoe before, which is pretty fun. In Fear Itself. I've played Trail of Cthulhu, but I haven't run it. But I feel like Trail of Cthulhu is where I'm going to go eventually at some point, because it's basically like Fear Itself, but supported more. Like, Fear Itself only has like 3 scenarios or something like that.
And we've done them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's one more that I haven't run. And it's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna do that at some point because I love it, but like at the end of the day, it's like I've kind of run everything for that one. My favorite funny moment was when Emma had this really great quote in Paranoia, where because in Paranoia you're playing as a bunch of clones, and when you die you come back as another clone, and there's this like pit full of bodies. And Emma had died like 2 times in that pit. There's like, oh, there was a body down there. I mean, another body, not the 2 bodies that are me, but like, it's just like trying to describe that there was another body down there was hysterical because it was a very paranoia moment. Like, it only happens in that system kind of moment. So that was extremely. It's in our trailer if you want to watch our Mythos Mystery Society trailer. That was a very good one. My favorite serious moment was one we played recently, which was Root. I play as a possum named Poe, which is spelled O-P-O. You don't pronounce the first O, but you do pronounce the second, because that's a possum. Poe had a very, like, Poe is a very jokey character that, like, I play very, like, chaotically and very stupidly, but Poe had a very serious moment at one point that was super cool, and it was just cool kind of playing, like, this jokey character having this moment where, like, they were just like, oh my god, that's amazing. And then my favorite action set piece was, like, I had a lot of them, but I want to say, like, the most natural feeling one was when we played Mad Kells, because what was cool about Sprawl, it's powered by the Apocalypse system that's using, it's basically, I guess, Cyberpunk powered by the Apocalypse. And what's cool about Powered by the Apocalypse is that, like, it leads to very natural feeling action scenes because everybody gets input. Like it's not like the GM is the only one.
Is exceptionally focused on a collaborative narrative.
Yeah,
like
so
to an nth degree. Yeah,
and it felt very cool doing the action scene in Mad Kells, which is a Cyberpunk campaign we've been running, which I swear to God I'm gonna get back to. I've been
David's
trying.
Been saying we're gonna get back there for over a year, and yet
it's written. I just need to schedule it, and the schedules are very hard at the moment because the end of the year always gets very, very condensed and stuff. In fact, I'm going away for 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. But Mad Kells was a very cool indicator of where Cyberpunk is going. So like, it was like a truck, like essentially there was this Corpo truck. It was like a
Mad Max.
Yeah, there was this Corpo truck and a bunch of nomads trying to fight over what was in this truck. They didn't even know it was in it and stuff like that. And just like all the action that happened from that. We got Cyber Wild Hog from that, which was awesome, or Hog Wild. And just like everything about that scene was so cool, and it was cool because it was collaborative. It wasn't just me making up something. Because like I guess you can say, as far as me making up something goes, the end of House in the Valley, which I won't spoil for people because everyone went into that one not knowing what it was about. House in the Valley is a very cool one. It's a very special one for me. It's an honorable mention as far as my favorite one that I've run goes, because it's like a combination of everything that I love mixed into one scenario. And just to give you
if
a
you know
preview,
what Dave loves, you'll know what it's about.
Yeah, to give you a preview of what that could possibly be, it's like a mix of like Resident Evil and Dino Crisis and like all these other things and like just like mixed together and stuff like that. It's just a very weird, cool scenario that I forced everyone who was playing it to not know what it was about, because usually I'm just like, oh, this scenario is like, here's a quick sentence that what this scenario is about, like haunting is just
We
like,
had
oh,
no
you are all
idea.
investigating a house that you heard you were supposed to move into and there's something wrong with it.
We had no idea until it started happening, and it was great.
The only thing I told you was that you have to make college kids. That's it.
Yeah.
That was the end of all you knew about it, is that you were making college kids. And Maria and Jason was in it. Ty was also in it and stuff like that.
Eli was in it, yeah.
Eli was in it, and
James was in it.
James was in it, yeah. I was just like, who's all in it? I'm just a little faded.
James came up with the most creative puzzle solution.
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved House in the Valley. It was funny because it was inspired by the cover art for a book I hadn't read yet, and I literally maybe 4 days ago just finished that book, and it is nothing like that book. I was just like, oh wow, I'm glad. It's cool kind of like making up something from what you assume a book is or something is about.
Yeah, judging a book by its cover.
Yeah, it's just like you look at something, you're just
like
like,
in a
oh,
cool
this
way.
is cool. But like, this is what I think it's about, and then you make your own scenario about that, and then you go wild with it, and then like it turns. I did the same thing for Dino Crisis when it first came out. I made like a thing in my head, like, oh, it takes place in this jungle and like all this stuff, and it's like it's kind of fun to go like wild with a thing like that. But yeah, Maria, if you have them, although we are all back now, so if we do want to go back,
We are, Dave. Thanks for taking up all the time talking about you and all your games.
I invented the channel, so I get to chat about
Their
it.
channel.
My channel
On
in
your
my
channel.
house.
No, you get to answer those questions.
Hello, Duval. Okay, so my favorite game that I've run on the Mythos Mystery Society, I think I've only run 2, and it was the 2 other Mythos cons I was at. But I'm gonna say both of them because I've only done 2, so I'm gonna say both of them. I ran the company 2 years ago, and it was my first streamed game for a very long time that I had run something for. And Ty was in it. Dave, you were in it. Y'all. Like the company was like an homage at one point to Mothership. The scenario we played was like an homage to Mothership, but no, the first round of the company was quite good. And then Mothership I ran last year that had everyone here, and then also Tom and also Emma. And that was delightful, and I'm surprised no one died, including myself. Favorite... What was the second question? I don't remember the second question.
It was... Favorite game you've run? What's your favorite system? It doesn't have to be from Mythos Mystery Society, just because you've run a few outside.
Well, if you've watched any episode of Nightcap, we talk about our favorite systems all the time. But the favorite system that I've run so far, probably the company, honestly, because it's like it's very not rules heavy on purpose, and I really enjoy that. I'm excited to dive into more this Sunday in this same place. But no, Logan's also great. I know him personally, and he's great, and he makes tons of good stuff. I have other stuff that I want to run. I have Metroscape Bloodbath, which we also do need to play at some point.
What the fuck? That sounds awesome.
I also have Escape from Demon Fuck Cleveland 1996, I think is what it's... Yeah. Oh my god! No,
These sound so good!
If you have not, anyone, played and or seen any of Logan Dean's work besides the company, he makes other games. This was nominated for an Emmy this year, so like.
We gotta play that at some time on the channel.
100%. 100%. So these are games that I want to play. But the only other kind of like systems that I've run, Savage Worlds I think is the only other system besides D&D that I've run that I really enjoy. And I did a campaign of that way forever 1,000 years ago on a channel. That's that. Favorite funny moment. It's really hard for me to remember moments is the problem. Those are the ones that I got stuck on. Like if people mention stuff, then I'm like, oh yeah.
I like, as far as you goes, in a system you played in 7th Circle, where you were just like, if it's good, it's good, but if it's bad, it's bad, and that's fine.
that wasn't 7th Circle. That was
Invasive Procedures.
That was Invasive Procedures. Yeah, I would say probably
my second favorite. Yeah.
Probably that whole character, but like that little bit of that, and one of my favorite scenes that I still like when it's brought up to my attention again, I still think about is when they're talking to. It was a semi-serious scene, but it was when my character was talking to one of the patients and trying to get information out of them, but the patient couldn't like consistently stop remembering things. And I was like afterwards, like watching that, I was like, damn, I did that smooth though. Damn, who was I?
That was Invasive Procedures is probably my second favorite thing that I've run, because Fear itself is just so freaking good.
Is it because really you did the worst thing ever you've done to me in a game?
I won't spoil it, but I've done something terrible to Jason.
It was very bad.
It was very bad. It was probably the worst thing I've ever done in any game ever. But I did it.
It might actually be worse than anything that comes up in this game.
Yeah, true. Invasive Procedures has every content warning as far as gore goes, because it was one that was it was a pre-written adventure, because it was kind of pre-written to be kind of like that. So if you're gonna watch it, it's great, but no, going in, it is very gory. It's the most gory game I've ever run, and I usually run PG-13 games. That was a hard R.
That was a hard R, a capital hard R,
capital
red
hard
band R.
Imagine if you were to call Invasive Procedures anything, it was Silent Hill meets Hostel. So just like...
Yeah.
Yeah! Oh, so if you're gonna watch that one, I recommend it. It's great, but know what you're going into, so.
Yeah. I think favorite serious moment. I mean that one was good, but I do also but you mentioned the scene in the one shot that Emma and I did for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, that was nice.
And that was really sad, but like nice. It was really sad.
Nice. It's like a somber holiday.
Yeah, somber holiday fun times.
Yeah, that's on YouTube as well. It's Cyberpunk. It's our I think it's just called the Zed's
Christmas Wish.
Yeah, so it's like a nice little. And what was cool about
for
that
your
one,
holiday season coming up.
Yeah, which if you want to have a real sad Christmas, you can.
Listen, Zed has a really sad Christmas every year, and you'll find out why.
What's cool about that scenario is that is the first time that I ever like led a player-led scenario, because it was just like I was just there to kind of facilitate the world. I wasn't there to facilitate the game, which I'd never done before. So I thought that was a really cool experience that I'd love to do again. So yeah, but with all that said. Ty and Jason, would you like to go really quick, or would you like to get back into the game, and we could do that if we do another break or at the end of the game or something?
Sure, I'm fine to keep going.
Yeah, let's keep the game going just in case it goes a little long. Yeah, we want to finish it reasonable.